Just two very brief points this morning. So we've had a number of appearances. This is the third appearance of the Lord since the resurrection, and they generally follow the same order. Jesus appears and he's not recognized. So when he appears to Mary Magdalene after his resurrection, she thinks he's the gardener. She doesn't recognize him. Here again we have Jesus on the shore. Now there is about 100 yards. Well, I'm sure you'd recognize Jesus at 100 yards. Don't know, maybe. They weren't that far from the shore, but it seems again there was some impediment to them recognizing that this was actually Jesus. Don't know exactly what that was. I don't think it's merely like physically he looked so different, because that would be when we rise we receive a glorified body. It's not a completely different appearance. It's just a glorified body, the body that we had but glorified, perfected. So I don't think is that he looked radically different, because they do recognize him. It's just initially they don't. I think that's interesting for us to reflect on today as well. How many people or situations are there in our lives, people who are helping us or want us to be more Christ-like, and we mightn't recognize them as such, or situations where we have the opportunity to be more Christ-like and we might not recognize them as such. At times we do not recognize the presence of Christ in our lives, and that stops us. That stops us from growing, stops us from being like him, stops us from becoming the saints that we're called to be. Secondly, when they are called ashore, Jesus has a fire lit, and again we meditated this yesterday, how human Jesus is. So he's obviously truly human, truly divine, but in his humanity he prepares breakfast for his disciples who've just spent a long night cooking, a long night fishing. He cooks for them. He cooks them breakfast. And then Peter, in a particular way, is addressed. And Peter, who denied Jesus by a fire, now has the opportunity to dine with the Lord by a fire. Peter, who had the opportunity to witness to Jesus, testify to him, and failed, now has an opportunity to be reaffirmed in his vocation and reaffirm his love for the Lord. I think the Lord does the same with us. I think when we fail, the Lord gives us opportunities then to make it good. So it ain't over till it's over. And if we have fallen short of the mark, the Lord will give us further opportunities. So we thank the Lord for his love and mercy. We ask the Lord for eyes that can recognize him in the daily occurrences of our lives and in the people in our lives. And that we might, if we've fallen short, take advantage of those opportunities today to be with him and to reaffirm our love for him. Amen.